Hold on. I don't normally do this very often. That one got me. All right, hang on a second. Not long ago, I finished filming an episode of my morning coffee podcast, and someone had commented something that just struck me so much that I just wanted to make an entire video about it. And I already had my topic for this week, but I threw it out because I feel like this one is so important. In last week's video, I talked about the feeling of relief in grief and how people don't like to talk about it because they feel bad, that they feel relief. And this person brought up another emotion, and I was like, God, we do not talk about this enough. And that emotion is jealousy. So today's video, I am going to focus on why it is okay to feel jealous when you're grieving, why it does not make you a bad person, and what you can do about it if you're feeling this way. Stay tuned. Now, I thought the person making this comment was so incredibly brave because we were talking about guilt in grief, and he was saying that he feels guilty that he is jealous of other people. And he had even taken it as far to, ruin some friendships over it because he was so jealous of the life that these people still had. And he felt so bad about that and so guilty. And I tried to explain to him, as I am explaining to everyone here, jealousy is a perfectly normal emotion to have in grief. I feel jealousy all the time, and I will get into that in just a minute. The problem with jealousy is that it feels weird and it feels really wrong to admit to people. So instead, people don't really talk about the fact that they are jealous. But there are so many reasons to be jealous. I know personally for me, when I see my daughter's friends getting to do things that she can't do, I am jealous. I can tell you that when I went to the Olive Garden to celebrate the day of Libby's death because she loved the Olive Garden, I got sat across from a mother and her daughter that looked to be a similar age to Libby. And that whole dinner, I was so insanely jealous of that mom getting to have that dinner with her little girl. It is dance competition season, and I'm jealous of all those dancers that get to go out and compete and do what they love because my daughter doesn't get to do it. And you know what? That is okay. It is perfectly normal. Maybe you lost your husband and you are so jealous of seeing other couples walking down the street holding hands. You are jealous of your friends who are posting pictures of their happy marriages when you don't get to have that anymore. Maybe you're jealous because you've lost a parent and you see people out shopping with their parents, or you see the happy Facebook posts of people taking family vacations and you're like, damn it, why don't I get to do that, right? It is natural. It is normal. The problem comes when we let that jealousy seep so much into us that it starts controlling our whole attitude. So what we need to do is figure out how to manage that jealousy without it taking us over. How do we do that? Okay, so first, we need to start out just recognizing that it's normal. All that we are doing when we're jealous is it's a manifestation of us missing that connection with the person that we lost. We're missing what we had, and we're missing what could have been. So it is perfectly natural to look around and wish that we had what people still do. And it can be especially frustrating when we feel like people don't appreciate what they have that we have lost. What you have to remember is that we were once those same people who were posting pictures of themselves with their kids and posting pictures of their kids in competitions and posting pictures of us with our significant other. People aren't doing it intentionally to be hurtful to us. They're just celebrating what they have. So we just need to recognize that and know that it's not coming from a place of hurt. So that's what to recognize about the people who are posting. What we need to recognize about ourselves, other than the fact that we're just trying to make that connection that we miss with our person, is we need to learn not to be too hard on ourselves. We need to give ourselves a break. So much of grief and our feelings in grief is just learning to give ourselves grace and to give ourselves a freaking break for the things that we're feeling. Being jealous of other people when we're in grief does not make us a villain. My next tip is one that I feel like I give so often, and that is to talk it out. The problem with grief, with things like jealousy and guilt and things like that, is that people don't talk about it enough because they don't want to seem like a bad person. But these things don't make you a bad person. They make you human. And the more we talk about it and the more we normalize it, the better it's going to be. That's why I was so proud of this person for commenting on my podcast and saying that he regrets being so jealous because he's lost good relationships because of it. That was such a huge step to admit that realization and to talk about it in this open area, where other people could read what he was saying. The more people that we have doing that, the better. So if you have felt this way, if you feel jealousy in your grief, I would be so appreciative if you would just take a moment and comment below. You don't have to tell us what it is or what you're jealous of, but just say like, hey, me too, to let other people know that you have felt like this. So we feel like we're not alone and we start to normalize it. So much of grief is just normalizing that what we're feeling is okay. The next tip I have for you is when you start feeling that jealousy, kind of shift your focus onto something that honors your loved one. So maybe we talked about this on the podcast, maybe making a donation to something in your loved one's honor, or maybe making a favorite recipe of that person, but shifting the focus of your jealousy from something negative to something positive to distract you from those negative feelings and turn them into a positive feeling by doing something that reminds you of your loved one that is a positive in your eyes. And the last quick tip that I have for you is to know your limits. Know your limits and then try to adjust. So much of what we get jealous of, we see on social media. For example, I told you that we are coming up on competition season. And I know that because every time I'm on social media, those posts start popping back up with the competition countdowns. And you know what? I am so proud of those girls and I want to support them. And they know that I love them and the coaches know that I love them. They were my daughter's second family. But I also know that I'm human and it's really hard watching those girls get to do those competitions and seeing her friends posting pictures all the time in their new costumes. And I don't get to go through that. That was something I loved going through with Libs. Hold on. I don't normally do this very often. That one got me. All right, hang on a second. Okay, sorry. I normally don't get emotional in these, but man, that one got me. I loved doing the dance stuff with my daughter. It was one of my favorite things to do as her mom. And of course, I'm jealous that these girls still get to do things and my daughter doesn't get to do them because it was what she loved more than anything in the world. So, back to my point, I try to know my limits. Obviously, you can see from my reaction, it's a limit for me. And because this is coming up on competition season, I will specifically stay off of my personal social media accounts for a while, probably until the competition season is over because it is so hard. And you know what? That doesn't make me a bad person. Like I said, they know that I love them. They know that I support them completely, but it's freaking hard to watch. It's so hard to watch. So it doesn't make me a bad person to limit my exposure to those things because it hurts. That's normal and it's okay. So if you are in the same sort of position, limit your exposure to those things that are going to make you jealous. It's that simple. It doesn't make you wrong. It makes you smart. And until you get to a point where you can see those things and it doesn't affect you like it just affected me, then maybe you need to back off for a little while and that's okay. What you have undoubtedly learned as someone who is grieving is that life is unfair. Life is completely unfair. And bad things happen to good people. and life goes on. As much as it sucks, life goes on for other people, even though our loved one is gone. So we have to learn to get to that place where our jealousy and our grief coexist. And not only that, our jealousy and our love of the people who are still left here on this earth have to coexist. And we need to figure out how to move forward with that. So hopefully the tips that I've shared with you will help. But most importantly, I just wanted to thank the person who left that comment on the podcast. And I want to thank you for helping me normalize these feelings. And like always, I want to share these feelings with you so that you know that it's okay. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. If it was, it would be huge for me if you could leave a thumbs up, a like, make a comment, subscribe, share all the things so that more people can see my videos. And I also wanted to end on this note. My book, Grief Sucks, But Your Life Doesn't Have to, the ebook is officially available for purchase on Amazon. So I will leave the link down below in the description and in the comments. And it would really, really help me. I have learned with self-publishing that it is all about how many reviews you get. So what I am doing is I am discounting the ebook because that's the only thing available for pre-order right now. So that is available at $2.99. It would mean the world to me if you could support me by ordering a copy of the ebook and then leaving a review once you read it. That's really the best thing that you can do to help me on this journey of helping other people in grief. So if you would do that, that would be amazing. That is it for this week, and I will see you guys next week. Sending love and hugs. Thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate every single one of you.